Brian had a question for me, and I have a question for Brian. Let's find out the answers. Hi guys, this is Gabriele from nannuoshan, and today, surprise, surprise, I am again in Denver with Brian. I was here just actually a few weeks ago, but as a matter of fact, I am again here just for less than 24 hours, and we managed to do a video.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit dark. Forgive that. He flew in very late flight, but we'll make it work.
My bad. And it's really freezing. I came from Alabama when it is still a full summer, actually, almost. And here is really freezing. But here we are. And so what happens is the following. And actually, Brian is not really prepared for that. I haven't told him much. I have only told him which tea he should put in the gaiwan. And I just enter the door and I sit in front of the camera.
Yep.
Brian, some time ago, you asked me, Gabriele, well, when we were just starting all this thing in the US, which teas, for which teas nannuoshan is famous? You asked me, you know, which are the flag teas? And I couldn't answer because, I mean, I'm sure you remember. And because I would say, okay, we are kind of specialized in Chinese tea, I think I answer. And you tell me, yeah, but that's not enough. I mean, what exactly, which specific teas are you specialized into? And I cannot really just pick a specific type. And your point was in the US, many tea shops are really specialized in, you know, only pu'er or only specific oolongs and so. So you know what I did? I asked to 4 of our customers. I asked them and I say, okay, let's see what our customers, long-term customers say. And you know, 4 different answers.
Oh, okay.
4 different answers. So the first person, well, I don't remember exactly the order, but one person said that with the new pu'er project, actually he sees us, also in terms of numbers, not only of quality, as really pushing a lot in direction pu'er.
Okay.
And that would be, you know, confirmed by our latest sales.
Okay.
Then asked another person, and the other person told me that she enjoyed a lot our dancong, and she thinks, is a she, that we are really strong in the dancong.
Okay.
I think something that you also pointed out at a certain point. Another person said that in Europe, at least, and I think also in the US it's even worse, there are not so many people that can really source directly Taiwan oolong from Atong and his students, so from Master Atong and his students. And so he was saying, okay, as far as Taiwan is regarding, he would say that he considers us specialists in that, just because there is no one else, or almost no one else. There is also a shop in Switzerland of a student actually of Atong that's directly sourced from him, but otherwise it's very difficult. And the 4th one pointed out green tea.
Fresh greens, yeah.
So now, this means that pretty much everyone picked up what probably they like the most, maybe, but I forced myself to give an answer. And I said, if I really have to pick one category, I would pick green tea.
Green tea, okay.
And you know why? Just because when we travel to China, it's always, even if it is just once a year, I mean, COVID by side, it is always in the, for the spring harvest, for green harvest, green tea harvest, because it's very difficult, in my opinion, to source really high quality green tea from abroad. Yeah. It is a fresh product, and if you have samples and you evaluate them, it takes too long of the process. It's better to be there.
Yeah.
And in fact, with COVID, we had created these friends of us and contact in China that tasted for us. For green tea, we had even 2 steps. We had the first taster and a second taster. So it's, I think, that in green tea, we are particularly strong.
Okay.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
Green tea, but also pu'er, also dancong. Actually, I really like the hongcha too. So, and we have yellow, which I think yellow is pretty rare.
Yellow is rare, but it's not much offer, right? It's just three yellow teas because there are not so many, so it's difficult to say. But then what I wanted to say, okay, I think that if I think at dancong, yes, I can think other shops that have similar quality. You know, if I think at Taiwan oolong, well, I'm not so sure, but there are also in the US, I think the thing that pop in my mind is floating leaves, for example. They're really strong. She's from Taiwan. They're really strong in that. But if I think at green tea, Chinese green tea, and actually recently also Japanese green tea, I don't know. You probably guys know. some other shops that are really strong in the US, but I haven't experienced that yet. Okay,
Yeah.
so what I did, I selected, but you
Yeah.
took them up from the warehouse, 3 different green teas.
Mm-hmm.
And what we will do today is we drink this trick tea, you pick up your favorite one.
Okay.
Okay, I pick up my favorite one. The US customer get a major discount on the tea you like, and the
Okay.
European customer get a major
That's a
discount
lot
on
of
the tea I
pressure.
like.
Yeah, which is most
Okay.
expensive? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't tell you
Just kidding.
prices, we simply tell which is
Yeah.
which, and we just start off. Okay, here we have Anji Bai Cha. Anji Bai Cha is a very, well, we will see what it is, okay? You can see a picture. We have to hurry up also a bit because we don't have
This is
a lot of
Biluochun,
light.
which is one of my favorite green teas, maybe my favorite green tea. So I'm already predisposed here.
It's one of your favorites.
Yeah, it really is.
You know that recently a customer actually replied to a YouTube comment, and he mentioned that Biluochun is the green tea that to him resemble most pu'er.
Oh, really?
And since you're into pu'er,
That makes sense, yeah.
and here we have Zhu Ye Qing, that is a less famous, but actually a famous green tea in China. It is from Sichuan. And I'll tell you a little story about Zhu Ye Qing, because actually we would not be allowed to call this tea Zhu Ye Qing. Maybe I told that story already, I don't remember. Anyway.
I don't think so. What's the rule? Why can't we call it Zhu Ye Qing?
So the fact is that, okay, hold on, let's start with Anji Bai Cha. Okay. So let's go one by one, because Anji Bai Cha comes from Anji, and Anji is Jason, I think it's Jason. And here we have Biluochun. This is a Biluochun from Suzhou, so not too far from Shanghai, yeah. And Zhu Ye Qing is a tea from Sichuan. This one comes from a mountain, Mengding, near Ya'an. And what happened is that, well, I want first to try the tea. So,
Okay.
and then I tell you what happened with Zhu Ye Qing. So this is Anji Bai Cha.
Yep, it tastes like Anji Bai Cha. This is actually really good, though. You know, I like drinking tea when it's cold. It's not that cold for me, but I'm not used to
It's cold for
Alabama.
me. I'm really shaking.
Yeah.
It's really freezing. I don't know the temperature, but it's completely overcast.
Yeah. We had rain, too, so it's humid. Fantastic. I would say creamy mouthfeel, but also kind of like a milky flavor.
It's a very refreshing tea and very, in a way, a little bit light. So I see the point with creamy, but it's not a dense cream.
No.
It's very light, and I have to say this.
But not
here,
vegetal.
Not vegetal.
Yeah,
No.
it's the opposite of that.
Yeah.
But it's fresh and light, and it coats the mouth. There's no wateriness on the back end.
Forget any bitterness.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, I guess creamy maybe is a weird word because it's not creamy, but it's almost has like a sweet dairy flavor to it.
Yes,
you know,
it
like
has a sweetness. Sometimes there is an association with the freshness of cucumbers. Some people associate it with the freshness of cucumbers. And this year, actually, Anji Bai Cha has very high prices. We were kind of lucky. It's not cheap, but this tea should be, for this quality, much more expensive than what it was. So, sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not. I was just mentioning yesterday that there has been years where I've been traveling to Anji, searching for Bai Cha, and came back to Shanghai with nothing in my hands. 3 days in Anji, trying from different farmers, and finding nothing that was okay for the price. Biluochun?
Biluochun, yep. Now that you say it tastes like pu'er, I can see the similarity. It has that background. I call it funkiness, but it has like the background pu'er twang. I don't know how to describe it. Hay and vegetal. It's a lot more vegetal than the first one.
Much more vegetal. It has more strength. It has that a little bit of a bite, a little bit of astringency, much fuller. You see also the color. Or we didn't make really a comparison, but
there's a little more bitterness, which I guess you could say with Sheng Pu'er, same thing, a little more bitterness, which I think adds layers of complexity. So I find it very interesting.
Can I just throw in your garden?
It's very good.
So very different, eh? That's
Yeah, it almost has like a good comparison because they're very
wow, very
different.
different. Zhu Ye Qing, we should call it actually Shihua, which means stone flower, because what happened is that Zhu Ye Qing is the traditional name. Okay, it's like Longjing, like a traditional name, been there probably for centuries. And what happened is that the private company register the name. Register the name, and then from that day on, no one else could anymore use that name,
Right.
except this company.
Okay.
So it would be like someone would come up in the US and make a company and register a lemonade.
Yeah.
And no one could call lemonade. So they changed it to Shihua.
Okay. So this one is almost a balance between the two, I would say. Except for now it's hitting my back of my mouth. So it almost has like a little bit of a pucker at the end. I almost want to say a little bit of sourness, but it really kind of mirrors both of these. So it has the complexity and the bitterness, but it has kind of the smoothness of the first one. It's kind of right in the middle. I think if one of these, this one's too shung for you, it's too astringent, too bitter, which is not really that bitter, but I'm just saying, if this one's too mellow for you, this might be right in the middle.
It is I like to think at Biluochun as a thirst quenching, quenching bitterness. So like if you're thirsty, you don't think at Anjibai Cha, you think.
Yeah, like a good lemonade would be very thirst quenching, right? But it's not just sweet. There's sourness and bitterness, and there's layers to it.
Yeah, and so for me, Anjibai Cha, Biluochun, classic, easy to recognize. Zhu Ye Qing, it has been a while since I drank it. Zhu Ye Qing is a high fire. It's a high fire tea, so it's fire at high temperature. It is all buds, and you can even see it here. Look, Brian, you see that the leaves are standing vertical. Yeah, if you put them in a tall glass, and that's the way they do also advertising in China. You see all these leaves standing in the water, floating, and it is relatively thick and heavy buds that is tricky to process it properly. So what happens many times is they tend to fry the leaves too short, and they remain very green in taste, extremely green, even in color, very green. So this is something that you want to pay attention if you go for thick buds in green tea, that they do a proper shaching.
Okay. And shaching means literally high fire?
No, kill the green.
Oh, kill the green.
Yeah, kill the green. Yeah, high fire. Sometimes they say, hold on.
Gabe's been working on his Mandarin. I do not know any Mandarin. I know like 5 words related to the colors of tea.
No, that's the kill the green. And sometimes they say Zhu Huo, that means like high fire. Huo means fire. But I haven't heard that actually in the green tea lexicon. More is a more an oolong thing.
I'm going to start on this side this time.
I wanted to say, yeah.
I find that with tasting is very difficult, and for me, just which side you start on, you got 2 leaves. Or if you ate anything before, if you ate anything at all, it just changes everything, the way you're tasting it. Although actually, yeah. So this one, I guess it really opened up, because this is the second steep, so you're really getting more of the flavor. It's actually a little bit more astringency, a little more bitterness, but you're also getting more vegetal. And right now it's outshining in terms of strength the first steep of the Biluochun.
It's thick, a little bit honey. I had a taste of a little bit of lemon for a short moment.
Oh yeah.
So not they call it Shihua rock tea, rock flower, but maybe it's not so flowery. Maybe it's more. So fruity.
Speaking of flowery, the Biluochun now is very floral. So it almost has like a jasmine essence to it, and that's really coming out. But yeah, that was a really good point. With maybe lemonade is the word of the day, but almost a lemonade character here.
So here we have the lemonade tea. The Biluochun, it didn't change bitterness. So these pop up.
Yeah.
After the first one, these keep its strength, and now will be tough to drink Anjibai Cha after Biluochun.
Oh yeah, unless it changed.
The good thing is that we are drinking fast and I'm getting warmer.
Oh, good. Yeah. The sun is set probably 10 minutes ago, as you may have noticed.
Yeah, I wanted to do this video because I had it in mind on the way here, and I thought, yeah.
I'm gonna let you tell me what this tastes like before I taint your mind with what I think it tastes like, because I have a very specific flavor.
Now, probably Brian will come up with something like, I don't know,
really
bubble gum or...
it's worse, it's worse.
I don't know, bubble tea or...
To me, it has almost like an oregano taste.
Oregano?
Yeah, something like that, like an herbal, almost garlicky flavor to it. It's very savory, I think. A lot more than the first one. The first one was very sweet. This one was
very savory for an anjibacha, indeed.
Yeah.
Also, not sure, I would think at oregano. I really like oregano. I like a lot tomato salad with oregano.
I was going to say garlic, but I thought you'd disagree with me. So I was trying to lessen the
we
impact.
both really like garlic, actually, yeah. But, wow, it's a hard call. But, okay.
Anyway, thick soup, savory, definitely different than the first steeping, for sure. It's actually a lot thicker now. All three of these changed a lot, actually, on the second steep.
Look at the color. I mean, probably you don't see nothing at this point because it's so...
But it's bright neon green, almost yellow.
Right, yeah, neon green. Look at where you can see the difference with the Biluochun next to it.
Yep, and this one is kind of standard.
Kind of in between, and you can tell really these thick buds. I will just pick with my hand.
Yeah, go for it.
So it really reminds almost Baihao Indian for the thickness of the bud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. With the difference that white tea you don't do any kill the green, so you don't have that problem.
So the hard part, picking which one.
Picking which one.
Difficult. Do you want to go first or second? I don't mind.
No, we both think at one.
Oh,
we just say it, right? So
because I'm not even sure yet. They all have really unique character. And to me, it would just be what I want to drink that day.
Okay, but tell me, so how can we do that? What do you want to do?
Well, I can say what my favorite is today, but I can't promise you it'll be my favorite every day.
Okay, yeah.
Although...
But wait, I have to think of mine.
Okay. I'm still thinking. I'm just...
I don't have really... sorry, I wasn't expecting it to be so complicated here. So I have to say, let me think out loud.
Okay, think out loud.
When it helps. I'm Italian. I don't think, I just speak. So it's Anjibacha. When I started drinking it, I really loved it. Like, it was the first cup. I say, wow, that's so good. Then I went over to Biluochun, which at first convinced me less than the second time, and I really liked the Zhu Ye Qing, the very first one, and it convinced me also the second one. So while Anjibacha, maybe because we are forgetting it a little bit too much and it's getting too much strength maybe. And so I decided and I go for Zhu Ye Qing.
Really?
Yes, I go for Zhu Ye Qing just because maybe it's because it's something new that I haven't drunk for a little while.
I get that.
Biluochun, I think, if you are into green tea, you would be pleasantly surprised by Zhu Ye Qing. Like, you probably then know how Anjibacha tastes, you know how Biluochun tastes.
Yeah.
They are certainly high grades. This year, you will find probably a little bit the price higher on the shop. There are two reasons. One is that the shipping from China was 3 times more expensive than usual.
Ooh, yeah.
3 times more expensive than usual.
And this is expensively shipped, right? Because it's green, so you want to get customers fast. Yeah.
So it's, and on top of that, we actually, following your request, we have selected not for everything, but for some a little bit higher quality. Yeah, so that's the case I think for Biluochun, and not the case for Anjibacha, but the case for Biluochun.
This has a little bit more lemony character now, almost like basil. It has it's kind of brightened up, and it lost some of this. This is the third steep, so it's going to lose some of the essence, but it's very different. Certainly lighter.
Brian, you didn't pick your tea.
I'm delaying. So here's my thought. So the middle one tastes like Shangpur, so everybody thinks I'm going to pick the middle one. And so even if I want to pick the middle one, I feel like I can't because everybody thinks I'm going to pick it. So I'm trying to convince myself.
So you don't want to... Okay.
I don't want to be too obvious,
you know.
So I'm trying a third round so I can make up my mind. They're very different in the third round. I think we got most of it out of the second round. That was really interesting. And frankly, the vessels we're brewing with are completely different. So we have glass, which is going to cool really quickly, and it's cool outside. This one is a medium thickness and finished clay. So medium, and then this is a very thick clay. So they're each going to cool at different rates, and it's going to affect the brew slightly differently each.
And now the Zhu Ye Qing and the Biluochun are getting closer to each other.
Yeah, just making it harder.
Wow. So I can tell you, I would have had hard time now, blind, to simply say which one is which.
At this one, yeah. This is tough, yeah. The second one would be easy. Yeah, actually, even the first one would be easy. But okay, it's getting dark. My favorite is Biluochun. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have to say it.
So we have to give the code to you how to get the discount. So what did we say? We say I choose Zhu Ye Qing.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's not make it too complex. If you use the code ZHU,
okay,
ZHU123, you get for the next week. I want to be generous. Okay. 40% discount.
That's a lot of discount
on Zhu Ye Qing.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, maximum 1 pouch per customer.
If you're in Europe.
If you're in Europe, right? If you're in the US, you get 40% on Biluochun and BIL 123.
BIL 123.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Bill 123.
40% off Biluochun.
40% off Biluochun.
That is a large. He did not tell me the discount before the video. That is a huge discount.
As soon as we close the camera, I say I'm paying for it. But just for a week, we basically means that we are pretty much selling it almost at cost. Yeah. If you consider all the time that it needs for packing and so on.
I think it is.
But we say, for a week that you have you can give it a try and see if you're American, you are in the US or in Canada. Let's see if your taste meet Brian's.
And we have a whole tea discounts page coming, right?
Yes, which is in my to-do list and I have still to start.
Yeah.
But exactly what we want to do. So we want to create on the website a page where you have a whole list of all the discounts that are available, because we keep on finding out that you guys don't know which are all the tea deals that you can make with us.
Right. And there's tons of deals. Not just this, tons of deals out there.
There are. It's getting dark.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
Time for dinner.
Time for dinner. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you the next time.
Thanks. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.